Welcome back to King Soul 97 here on Twitch and on YouTube, which I will be reposting this in a slightly edited version to my YouTube channel, Malachi Gaming and Talk, where I talk about, where I repost my streams, talk about games, and anything else that's on my mind, especially the anime I've been watching. Let me make sure my stream is working because after the last technical difficulty, I do not want anything bad happening. Come on. What the fuck is going on with my service? Seeing me playing Halo Infinite, not the story, because I want to make those their own videos. I'm just gonna play some multiplayer and shit while I talk about this. So, I just saw the Demon Slayer 2023 movie, Demon Slayer: An Adventure to the Swordsmith Village, or Journey to the Swordsmith Village, whichever one it is. Let me double check that. To the Swordsmith Village, whatever. Anyway, this movie is probably the most disappointed I have been in a while. And there have been disappointing movies that have been coming out in the past 5-10 years. Like, we all know which ones are disappointing. We all remember going to a theater and seeing something that just didn't cut it. And it's a big reason why, like, a lot of people don't go to theaters. And also, the fact that we've started to see anime movies get premiered in theaters more and more frequently. You see big chains picking them up, not niche chains anymore, but stuff like Studio Movie Grill, or sometimes you'll see Cinemark or AMC pick it up. And I think they did that with Mugen Train for Cinema 6. My apologies. Sorry. Did not mean to burp into the microphone. Anyway, point is, anime movies, because they are foreign films, they have had a hard time getting into American theaters, because not a lot of the normal people want to go and see something, especially if it's a movie that's a tie-in, or it's advertised as a continuation. And that's what it was advertised as. The Demon Slayer to the Swordsmith Village movie was advertised as the same thing that Mugen Train was. Mugen Train was the entire arc wrapped up in a nice little bow and put into a movie. That movie was phenomenal. In fact, that caused Demon Slayer to go from a rather... and I'm not talking about... When I say B-list, I don't mean quality-wise. But I mean, like, popularity. Like, it was popular enough that it was, like, on the main page of the Shonen Jump app, but not everyone was watching it. And then, because it had a following. Don't get me wrong. I read the manga. I watched season 1, and then Mugen Train was coming out right after I got into it, and I was like, you know what? I liked this. Season 1 was amazing. Let's see where the story goes from here. And people were talking about it. And then the movie was coming out, and everyone was like, this is one of the new shonen, and they're already coming out with a movie. Okay. And the following had been growing due to the movie, and just Shonen Jump promoting it on their app, and people saying, hey, this show is pretty entertaining. And that movie was the second arc. No, wait. Yeah. It was the second arc of the manga, and it was wrapped up into a movie. We got to see Rengoku live and die, and then get ready for the what would be the second and third season, where we would see the entertainment district, and that season just skyrocketed the popularity of this show. And I, being a manga reader, have been waiting for each arc to get updated, and I've been waiting for this very crucial character building arc. And it has a great set of fight scenes, and then you get to the movies. I get to the movies, I go with my wife, she's a Demon Slayer fan as well, and we start seeing the introduction. We're like, okay, they're gonna go and show what all happened from the start to now, right? You expect it to start from Tanjiro waking up from his coma, or they should have just started it from there. Tanjiro got knocked out, after they defeated Well, he didn't get knocked out. He passed out because of his wounds. But how I would have done it, do the recap, show them in that little huddle, hospital, then Swordsmith Village arc. Then end the movie with, and you're going to see spoilers here, because I'm a manga reader. So, if you don't want to hear spoilers for the next minute, cover your ears, mute your mic, don't click off. 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so, slight spoilers. I would have ended it with it showing Muzan approaching the Wisteria Castle. Alright, now, I will no longer discuss that. Back to the review. This movie was not that. This movie was the last 2 to 3 episodes of season 3, the Entertainment District. You see Zenitsu and Inosuke and Tanjiro fighting Daki, and then it goes to, I need to go help of the Hashira while Zenitsu and Inosuke take on Daki, and they do the little beheading scene we saw last season, and of course the scene in hell, and it's slightly reanimated, ever so slightly, but it's pretty much frame for frame, just touched up for movie purposes, you know? And the scene where Muzan is talking to all of the 6 Kizuki is a fantastic scene. I like how they animated it, and that's one of the only good things I can say about this movie. Because, you know, it is hinted at this point that the demons have caught wind of something. And spoilers for the next 30 seconds. They caught wind of the Swordsmith Village. Kind of self-evident if you have any context clues. The title, they're going to Swordsmith Village. They always fight like a Kizuki. In the next arc, they're going to fight too. And, let me double check my stream real quick. Alright, testing 1, 2, 3. Alright, good. Alright. So, I'm just so furious because I spent my hard-earned money, just like all of us fans that went to see this movie and are equally disappointed by the blatant scam, blatant bait and switch that this movie was. First episode of the Swordsmith Village arc. Tanjiro goes there, he meets up with the Love Hashira, and the funny scene where he's like, wait, her boobies are about to spill out, and she's kind of like flirting with him, but at the same time not flirting with him. It's just like, nah, she was flirting with him, but at the same, anyway. And Tanjiro's like, I gotta get my sword fixed, I gotta get better. And then you see the Mist Hashira, and movie's over, lights in the theater come on, and like the 6 people that came to the theaters a couple days later than when it was supposed to be premiering were just looking at each other. We were like, the fuck did we just spend our money on? We, like, one guy, he was with his kids, and his kids were like, that was cool, but we already saw that. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and we just shook our heads. And we're like, we just wasted our money on a bait and switch. They just wanted to grab some. Where'd my remote for my TV go? Okay, don't want that echoing on the mic.
Hill incoming. Claiming it is easy.
King of the Hill.
Keeping it, on the other hand.
But don't go spend your money on this movie. Tell your friends who are into the show. Wait for the season to come out, or read the manga. I've already read the manga, so I will say that the next 2 seasons, or the rest of the show, unless they split the last arc into another season. No, I mean 2 seasons. Oh, crap!
Your team about to score.
Basically, they're worth reading.
Enemy team took
And I probably will watch the manga. But
Hill control. Your team scored. Hill incoming.
I mean, not watch the manga. I have read the manga. Watch the next season that will come out, but do not watch the movie. Do not spend your money on the movie. If you're one of the people of the Great Pirate Era, and really wants, like, actually, that might be against YouTube's terms of service, but wink, wink, don't do that. Ooh, pirate. Okay. As YouTube and Twitch left the building, blinking twice. Ooh, ooh. Okay. So, if you still feel like watching the rest of the show, and you're still invested in it, I would advise watching the show when it airs. But do not spend your money on this movie. If you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch to get like a first impression, or you saw the thumbnail, the title that says "Don't go watch this," and on YouTube I'm gonna add something like a disappointed review, because I think I was running close to the character limit. Ooh, and anyway, just tell your friends who also like the show. Just wait for the show. Don't go spend your money at a theater for this. Go watch something like Cocaine Bear, because if Cocaine Bear is still in theaters by next weekend, it should be. I'm gonna go watch that, and I'll give my review about that, because I've been waiting for that movie for a while, and it looks fun. I've heard good things about that. But overall, out of 5 stars, what would I give this movie? I would give it a -2. Actually, a -5 stars, because it is a scam. Blatant fucking scam by the studios that made this. They should be ashamed, and frankly, if the author greenlit this, gave his approval for this, he should be ashamed too. How are you gonna say you're take pride in your creation and then release something that puts a stain on your good work? It's a flat-out cash grab. And frankly, let me phrase this carefully. Omniplex is the distributor of it, so they distributed it. But I believe it was UFO Table that. Oh wait. My team is gonna hate me in this game, but yeah, the studios that developed this, animated this, directed this, and greenlit it should have done more test audience screenings, because this was a garbage fire. Ooh, ow, crap. -5 out of 5 stars. Do not go watch it, and just wait for the anime to premiere. Now, you may be confused. Why would I still say watch the anime? Because the arc itself is good. If you're invested in the story, the swordsmith arc is a good arc. It has great character building moments, great training arc, and it has great lore building to the series. It is a crucial part to the franchise, and I hope you watch it when it comes out, be it however you do it. However, the studio that released this movie should be ashamed of themselves. This is not the quality of a movie they could have released, and they know it. All they cared about was getting maybe like 100 million yen and a couple $1 million. And they'd be like, all right, now let's continue with this, and just hope that people will be hooked on the ending of this movie, which was just the first episode. It was basically just premiering the first episode. And if it had been advertised as, hey, this is the premiere of the season, you want to go watch this movie? Fine. But don't advertise it as a movie that's going to go over the entire swordsmith arc. Anyway, this has been my review of Demon Slayer Into the Swordsmith Village. And I hope you have a nice day. I'm rather upset that I spent my good money on this movie.